video. See you. Mic check, yo.
I gave you a lot of food. Alright, let's get it. I don't got no song, so we're gonna play Amen again.
I'm the only person they gonna see.
Yeah, unfortunately. Unless you want to put your live over there and we come from this angle. You want to know this song?
They move it on that table over there.
Alright, y'all. I'm trying to get y'all right. I think that's gonna do it. Where am I?
Yeah, you right there.
Bam! There we go. There we go. Hey y'all! That looks so much better. Hey y'all, we are getting ready to jump in. Hey y'all, we are episode 2. Jump in.
Yo, my phone.
You talk so I can check your mic.
Oh yeah, we live. I hear me. We live, baby.
We live, baby. Let's go. Let me hit record. I'm gonna make up a jingle. We're gonna get started. Alright. Welcome back, y'all. Welcome back. Hold up. Continue. Welcome back, y'all. I don't see nothing recording. Yeah, we might work.
I was just listening to Fever.
I know you're here.
And I was just good. We were talking about some light.
So I read Colossians 3 yesterday, and it took me all the way over. That's my new favorite scripture. No talking on for recording, continue. Hey y'all, we are back. Episode 2 of the Tanisha K and Company podcast. I am your host, Tanisha K. And then
we got everybody's favorite cousin, Brandon Mills, in the building. You dig?
Yes, sir. So we are getting ready to jump in with episode 2 titled Experiencing Favor in the Workplace. I don't know about y'all, but I have experienced favor in the workplace. And I think it's a good topic for us to talk about. Right now, I am going to be transparent. I am hurting inside from grief. But something told me today to keep pushing. Something told me, okay, we're going to get this done. And when I saw the topics that I had for this week, and I was like, you know what, we're going to go with experiencing favor. Because I think I need to talk about the goodness today.
The goodness of the Lord.
The goodness.
Come on, somebody.
And I brought this topic up because I just got a brand new job position. And I can honestly say that God showed me favor with this position, bro. I walked off from my last job May 3rd, not knowing how I was going to pay my bills, where I was going to go next. I had applied, I had sent my applications, my resumes, I did everything for about a good 3 months. And finally, God said, you need to rest for a little bit. Mm-hmm. And I said, okay, but resting ain't going to pay my bills. Right. Resting ain't going to keep the lights on. But after I did rest, I went to the altar one Sunday and I prayed and I said, God, take this heaviness off of me. Because regardless of what I think in my head, man, if you don't do it, it ain't gonna be done.
Right.
And on November the 13th, I got that phone call of, I need you to come to the office and check out this job position. And I was like, okay. Got hired right then. They said, yeah, we'll double match your pay. Whatever you need, we need you here. I said, okay, God, I see you working. I get to the job, not even a month later, bro, I'll get a promotion.
Amen to that.
Then on top of that, the job was never posted online.
Right.
The job was never on Indeed where somebody else can say, oh, I got that. I got that experience. I didn't have to go through no hurdles.
Right.
I didn't have to jump through no hoops. And I think God's favor continues to carry me.
Because ultimately, what God has for you is for you, and it's not for anybody else. So
Exactly. Tell me about a time when you experienced favor in the workplace.
right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I just started a new job, I think like December 14th.
Mm-hmm.
So I hadn't been working for 2 years. I lost the job in 2022.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just decided to, be self-employed. I took my pension. I had just refinanced my house, pulled some money out of my house.
Mm-hmm.
Went and got a pressure washer. I was getting paid on social media. So I was like, man, I ain't finna go back to work for nobody.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Then a string of events happened, and I was like, dang, gotta go back to work. So I ended up getting a job at Krispy Kreme Donut.
Like that making noise.
So as a driver, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, you was a driver. Okay.
Yeah, I'm making a long story long.
Okay, come on.
Or a short story long.
Okay, come on.
So we couldn't agree on the schedule. So I said, all right, I work for them a month. And on a Thursday or something, another job called.
Mm-hmm.
So that Friday, I left. Because I'm like, yeah, I told y'all I don't work on Sundays. I'm very heavily involved in my church.
Right.
They were like, well, you going to get off around noon? I'm like,
oh,
we got 9 o'clock and 11:30 service. I'm not going to be able to be productive in my church. So I quit. The next Wednesday, I started another job. Right? That job was good until it wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
And what happened, I stayed there 8 months.
Mm-hmm.
After probably about the 5th month, I stayed there 9 months. After about the 5th month, everything just started going bad. To the point where I'm getting anxiety and I'm praying on the way to work every morning.
Mm-hmm.
Lord, just get me to 1 o'clock, 1:15, whatever time I'm gonna get off.
So you was hating this job at the point?
I had, the last 4 months, I hated it.
Okay.
It got to a point where I'm arguing with the operations manager. They come in, I already got stuff in order. The operations manager before that, they still with that, they just moved over to operate over something else, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I had things in order. This operation manager just come changing up everything.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting mad as I don't know what every day. Other positions coming on, the operation manager no, I'm not gonna give you that position. What?
Mm-hmm.
I'm qualified for it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They just being petty.
Yeah.
Childish. Mm-hmm. And I said, all right, God, I was gonna stay here. It's time for me to go. So it was a job that was on Indeed. And the way it was titled, I said, this don't look real, but I'm gonna apply for it anyway. Mm-hmm. About a month later, they called me. It took like a month for them to hire me. Mm-hmm. But I had started getting anxiety so bad 1 week that they called me. I would call them too. So they called me back one day. I was like, hey, if you want to come start Monday, you can start. I said, shoot. I ain't even got time to put in a 2-week notice. Mm-hmm. That Friday was my last day of that other job. and I started my new job with more pay, when I would have to work overtime for
At the old job.
at the old job.
Mm-hmm.
More pay,
Mm-hmm.
less hours, less hard work. So some days I might work an 8-hour shift, maybe 9. One time I did 11, but the work was still easy. I just was driving a long time.
Okay.
And one day I went to work. I got there at 6. Guess what time I got home?
You got there 6 a.m.
I got there at 6 a.m.
Okay.
When I shut the door at my last stop, it was 8:31. I got home before 9 o'clock. So like now I don't get paid by the hour. I get paid by the day.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's favor.
right.
That's favor.
And when the days are heavy, I don't have to ride alone. So I'm like, shoot. Like today, it was 2 of us. But you know, days at the last job I just had, Lord have mercy. I got a sense of peace now.
Yeah. It's different.
Yeah, before I was leaving that last job, when I actually told them I was leaving, they said, "You've been happy lately. You've been back there in the warehouse, you know, while you preparing to go make a delivery. You've been back there in the warehouse listening to your gospel music." I said, "Man, I gotta stay sane with something."
Stay sane. Yeah. And that's me, bro. Like I'm in the office. I'm playing my gospel. I got Pandora on. I'm focused. I'm locked in. But it's a different kind of peace when God does it for you.
Right.
Like that last job I had, I used to hate getting up, going to work. My alarm would go off. I'm hitting snooze about 10 times. Like it got to the point where I'm like, God, my body was just tired and fed up. And I'm like, this ain't it. Like my peace shouldn't be this messed up. My thinking skills was horrible at this point because I'm thinking about everything this person want me to be as an employee versus me using my skills and the gifts God gave me to better this company. And then I get this job making double, less hours, less everything.
Right.
And I'm like, God, not only have you gave me one promotion, I'm on my second one.
Right.
So it's like you keep showing me favor, and it's in times when I feel like I don't even deserve it. But this topic was so important to me because this week, what I experienced with my new boss, it showed me that everybody is not the same.
Right.
Like I got that phone call, and some people don't know, but my uncle passed away on yesterday, and I got the call while I was at work. I'm in the middle of typing a document, and my sister literally called. I jumped up, got in the car, and just took off.
Yeah.
Not even 10 minutes later, I look up, and my boss is standing outside of the apartment.
Wow.
And she stayed there until we finished everything at the apartment. And I said, that showed me that there are human beings that care about people.
Right.
It's not about the job. It's not about the pay. It's not about the salary. In that moment, she knew I was a human being and I was hurting. Yeah. And I said, okay, now all these times I've had bosses and I've had to fight for what I wanted. Right. Now I'm in a position where I feel like not only is God putting the people in position because I fell back and took my hands off of it, but now he's putting those people in my life that's like, no, I got you. Even though I'm your boss, I still got you. Right. And that showed me a different level of respect. I felt like, oh, this is okay. Like, I'm okay right here.
Right.
And I never felt that before. So this week, like, through it all, I keep reminding myself, God continues to bless me in the most craziest circumstances.
Man, you can't get nothing better than that because if my boss show up in the moment and I'm supposed to be at work and I just pick up and leave and you pull up with me, what you need me to do next week?
Exactly.
Or the week out?
Exactly.
I'm finna go above and beyond.
I ain't going nowhere.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I told her, and then when I got back to work, she was trying to send me home. I said, no, I just want to stay so I can keep my mind going. I said, just let me keep my mind going. Because I was taking care of my uncle. I started in August. So every day he became a part of my life. So since August. I grew up with my uncle around, like, all of that. So it was like, okay, cool. Let me go ahead and step in because everybody else couldn't do it no more. And I was the only person close enough. Right. I said, I will do it. But it showed me that not only can you not ask God for the biggest things, He hears the smallest prayers. Like, I prayed for a boss that I wouldn't have to beg to be off, that I could get the best hours, I could get the right. Like, I prayed for these things. And now I'm just like, man, I watched God do it yesterday. Like, literally, I'm thinking she gonna be mad at me because I ain't told them where I'm going. I just did. Like, it was, that's where my mom was at. And when I finally got to my phone, she called and she's like, "Where are you?" So I shared my location, not thinking nothing of it. And there you go.
Right.
Like, and it touched me in the most humblest way. And I said, God, I thank you for the small things, because these are the prayers that I prayed probably years ago that I'm just now seeing come to pass. But now it makes sense in the middle, like the middle of everything that's going on. I still saw a little bit of hope.
Yeah. I can attest to that too. I was at the Birmingham Waterworks Board for 10 and a half years, right?
Mm-hmm.
I can say this now, and nobody can get in trouble for it. And May 4th, 2013, I had one of my favorite cousins pass.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I had like 3 best friends, and 2 of them were my cousins.
Mm-hmm.
My boss at the time gave me 10 days paid. I'm like, how you do that? I was off 10 days because I couldn't. I was at a point where I was like, man, I don't want this job. I don't want to live. My cousin.
I don't care, yeah.
Then 7, 8 months later, my other favorite cousin, best friend, and my female best friend, they gave me time. I said, God, they was there for me.
Mm-hmm.
They gave me money. They gave me flowers. Whatever. They brought stuff to my house.
Yeah.
When my house got broken into, 4 months after I bought my house, August 25th, 2017.
Mm-hmm.
And my house got broken into 2 days before Christmas. My supervisor brought me a TV over. My other coworker called me and said, "Where you at?" I said, "I'm at the house." She said, "Your family still coming over to your house for Christmas?" I said, "They were supposed to." Mm-hmm. She said, "Meet me at Sam's." Bought me a 65-inch TV. She said, "They took your son TV too?" I was like, "Yeah." She said, "I had a 32-inch that I wasn't using at the house. It's still in the box." She was like, "You want it?" Shoot, yeah.
Right.
I don't know how to say, yeah, I'm a man.
Yeah.
But yeah,
yeah.
We still got both them TVs. Because of people like that at a job. You know what I'm saying? I got testimonies all day.
Yeah.
Something happened to me and my coworker today. My boss asked me if I want some time off. I said no. We had an accident. Mm-hmm. An ambulance hit us. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? We like, nah, we're gonna go and finish up the route. We're gonna come back down over there. Cause we in North Alabama. My manager texted me like, "Hey, you need some time off?" No, I'm good.
Yeah.
But anytime I tell him, I'm like, "Hey, you know, I do this and I do that. I do this for my church. I do this for my comedy, this and that." He said, "All right, well, whenever you need to be off, just let me know."
Right.
Because now I work on Saturday instead of Monday through Friday. And so whenever I need to be off, I text him up there and say, "Hey, I need to be off Valentine's Day weekend. And then 2 weeks after that, I need to be off Friday, Saturday, and Saturday." He said, "Okay, I got you. I put it down." He said, "You good?"
See, and that right there is a testament to, we never know what's going to happen in our lives. We never know why people come in our lives.
Right.
But at some point in time, the people that are coming in and out your life, it's either a reason, a lesson, or they're going to be there permanently.
Right.
And those are the lessons that I've learned. Like, it taught me something, they still here, or I learned something from it and I ain't going back. Yeah. And I was just talking to my mentor about this because I went through this situation last year where it was some church hurt. And I felt like, I don't even want to deal with these people. I don't want to see these people. But I realized that they were projecting something on me that they didn't have. Mm-hmm. So they looked at it the wrong way. But I had to realize, okay, they were in your life to teach you that lesson.
Right.
You never felt that before because you've never opened up and let somebody in like that.
Right.
But now I understand every time something has happened, people have been there for a season, a reason, a lesson, or they ain't never left.
Right.
And that right there for me, I feel like every time I meet somebody, I'm always open, like ready to network, ready to talk. I think, like we said on the last episode, that's why you need to network because you never know where those connections can take you.
Correct.
So let's jump into my next question was, since you have experienced favor in the workplace, what can you say has been different since you have seen that God showed you favor versus when you were not walking in his way? Like, what's different?
Oh, that's a good, deep question. Ask that one more time.
Since you've experienced favor and been walking fully with God,
right.
When you wasn't walking with God, what was different in your life that you can honestly say it was the favor of God that did this for me?
Oh, that's a hard one. I don't know how to answer that one.
Okay, so for me, I'll answer first and see if you jump in.
Gotcha.
So for me, I looked at it as for so long I was scared of getting a real job. So my mind was telling me that I wasn't good enough. Or if I would get sick and my boss wouldn't understand, or I would get fired from a job, I kept making it seem like I'll never be good enough.
Mm-hmm.
When I fully told God, like, look, I really want to work. I don't want to sit still. I don't want to be in the house all day. I don't want to just succumb to my illness. Like, help me. That's when I noticed that I started shining different. Yeah. I started moving different. But I also started seeing that my favor in who I was walking with God, letting him really guide me, my talents, my creative skills, all of that started to elevate for me. So for me, I saw a difference in not just my creativity, but who I was as a human being, and I stopped playing mind games on myself.
Yeah. Okay, I can say a lot of things because I've been working for a long time.
Okay, come on.
I can go back to the Birmingham Water Works. I would say this. I was walking with God the whole time with almost everything I did at Birmingham Water Works. Okay. When I was younger, I was 23 when I started there. And my supervisor, he told me one time we was having a monthly meeting. He was like, hey, if you got any ideas, start speaking up. I started speaking up, everything started working in our favor. Because I'm a very logical thinker and I think outside the box. Mm-hmm. But I'm gonna tell you this. It was other people that I feel like wasn't walking with God. Once I got a promotion. Mm-hmm. It took 5 years to get where I was going. They asked me did I want to move the first year. And I said, no, I like my schedule. Mm-hmm. And then I ended up moving over. It's in the same department, but in a different branch. Mm-hmm. So I ended up moving over, getting a boost in pay and everything in 3 years and 8 months. Mm-hmm. Because I chose to go ahead and move over. Yeah. The position was always there for me. Yeah. But once I say a few more years in, it was some people that I felt like they wasn't walking with God on that job. So they shot down all my ideas. My ideas got me fired. Mm-hmm. It worked for everybody. I got 30. I wrote something out. And I let all the employees read it. Mm-hmm. It was under the supervisor and manager and stuff. I got 30 people out of 35 people signed. So when rumors started going around and the manager started, approaching folks and stuff like that, I was like, they would never tell them who wrote it. Mm-hmm. So I was like, well, I'm not finna keep letting them pick on
thinking it's somebody else.
My coworker. So I emailed the supervisor. I emailed the supervisor, the manager, the human resource manager over our department, and the assistant general manager that was over our department. And I told him, I said, I know y'all hearing rumors about this and that going around. And I'm the one that wrote it. And I have signatures. And if you allow me, when time is permitted, allow me to come in the conference room and present it to you all. A week later, they started picking with me. Because now I'm working.
On purpose.
Yeah, I ain't even in the field right now, working in the office.
Mm-hmm.
They started picking with me. I said, all right. I think it was February 2nd, they picked me. I said, I quit, I'm finna go. Mm-hmm. They came outside, convinced me to stay at work. Friday, I made a TikTok video, just being funny. Mm-hmm. And with the next Wednesday, February 9th, they came and got me and said, hey, come meet us in the conference room. I said, I'm finna grab my phone. They said, no, you don't need that. What this about? You feel me? They showed me a TikTok video that I made on my lunch break in the break room. Mm-hmm. That you didn't see no logos, nothing. Mm-hmm. It's just a funny video. Man, they sent me home 6 week paid vacation, this and that, whatever. After 6 weeks, they sent my termination papers in the mail. I said, dang, that's crazy. But let me tell you this. What I wrote, mm-hmm. a year and a half later, almost 2 years later, okay. The whole department got a $5 raise. No, they got a $4 raise. And guess who didn't get the experience there? You. Right. But I did what I felt like God told me to do. So now, my friend, everybody who had something to do with me getting fired, either fired or got a demotion. And my friends are the supervisors and managers now. And they told me I can come back if I want to. I said, no, I'm at peace where I'm at now. Yeah. So, yeah.
That peace can be broken.
Yeah, I'm at an age now, I'm not finna just take a job to survive.
Mm-hmm. And that was my motto. I told somebody before PMJ started preaching about thriving, I used to tell people I'm trying to get out of the surviving to thriving mode. Right. And so when he started preaching on thriving, I knew that's exactly what I was supposed to be. Right. Because I was telling myself and training myself, there's no more just surviving. Like, you finna live and you finna live your best life. The Bible promises it, so you finna live it out. And I just kept saying, God, now, if you hold me up, I'm gonna keep going. And now I'm at the point where I'm like, my peace just can't be broken. If it breaks it, or if it tries to break it, if I see it's a little bit, it's like, okay, you gotta go. I'm just removing stuff altogether at this point. Yeah. But the next question, when we talk about peace not being broken, I want to talk about how a lot of times I've noticed in the African American community, we don't like to talk about emotions. We don't like to show our feelings. We don't like to feel like emotion, like crying is a bad thing. And I feel like we got to stop doing that. Right. But one thing I wanted to say is, how do you manage your emotions in the workplace on not just keeping a poker face, but knowing that, because I can say for me, I show it through my faith and how I interact with my coworkers, but some people can't do that. Right. So how do you show it knowing, okay, I keep my emotions in check and I do it this way?
So in the Bible, God said, love your neighbor. Mm-hmm. Even though people do things that you don't like or agree with, because I might do some stuff people don't like or agree with. So, like, I can go back to my old manager. I won't say no name, but this person, if they ever see this, they know who I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. It was God that was with me when I had to converse with this person or interact with this person. You know what I'm saying? And so,
because it be that damage.
Right. So, it was at a point, I got to a point at work, I would make deliveries. I'd come back to the warehouse. I would help the warehouse workers finish the order so I can hurry up and get to my next spot. Mm-hmm. So I'm going like this through downtown in Bessemer and Pinson all day. Mm-hmm. So they would always be having like a Bluetooth speaker on or something like that. So I got to a point, sometimes they wouldn't have nothing on. I got to a point If my earbuds were charged up, slap them in my ear, put on some gospel music. I'll be honest, I go right to PMJ station.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna play the best gospel music. He's gonna play his music. He's gonna play all the other gospel music. I go to his station. He plays some of the best gospel music that you done heard. So I either put it in my ear, or if I had on my shirt with the pocket on it, I play my phone back there. I'm quiet.
Yeah.
And folks like, you all right? Oh, no, just praising the Lord. No bullshit. You know, just being funny, even though I don't want to talk to you.
I'm really praying.
I'm really praying because I already got enough going on in my life. And I can't let you provoke me to be this person that I grew out of.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was in a dark place before. I'm not finna let you take me back to this dark place. So it was basically just loving people, even though you can stand their actions, because you don't supposed to hate nobody. But you can say, I don't like what they do. Yeah. I don't like how they talk. But I love them because God is love.
Christ-like love.
Right. I love them. I don't ever want to wish nothing bad on them. But I'm going to love you, but I'm going to keep my distance as long as I can. You come over here, talk to me, I already pray. I already got my gospel. You feel?
And I really, I laugh because I do the same thing. Right. I keep my gospel on because I realize that if I keep it in my ear and in my mind and it's constantly there, you can't shake that. You can't break that worship in me, that whole feeling of the intimacy that I feel like I get with God is just nobody can break that.
Right.
And if you keep it, 9 times out of 10, it's gonna be hard to break, but I laugh because I do that every day, and people get in the car and be like, "Dang, you don't play nothing else? You only play gospel?" There was a time when I had trap music, and there's still times when I may listen to it. But I want you to know, okay, that keeps me going.
Right.
So if you can't understand that, maybe you need to get your own car.
Right. Look.
That's how I feel. But I'm at the point now where favor overall for me has been favor and faith. Those are my favorite 2 F's.
Right.
And family.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Favor, faith, and family.
Come on.
So that's where I'm at, and I feel like the more I have favor, the more God elevates me, the more I change as a person. I see my relationships, my family members getting different. And a lot of times I haven't even had to have the conversations. It's just been how I walk, how I carry myself. People see it and they want to experience that. So I feel like as long as I know God is on my side, you can't tell me nothing.
Right.
You can't tell me nothing.
Man.
But give me a closing, something to close us out with. Tell me something, a good memory from the workplace that you would want to brag about. That one testimony that you would tell for the rest of your life.
Oh man. Oh, I got some. I don't know. You gotta think about it. I've been working
a long time. Young boy out in the cotton fields.
I can say this. I got some old coworkers. I still keep in touch with some of them. At the Birmingham Waterworks Board. That was my family, man. You know.
Relationship.
I had just had my son. My son turned 3 months the day I started at the Birmingham Waterworks Board. And when I left, my son was 10. And just having them as a family, his uncle even worked there. His mom's brother worked there. We worked alongside each other for 7 years. But I just remember a lot of things. I'm not going to lie to you. I remember when I got hired, my supervisor said, even though you knew Mac Underwood, who was the general manager at the time, Mac didn't get you this job.
Yeah.
Your interview got you this job. When I got a promotion to the service department, Mr. Dansby, I love Mr. Dansby. He said, I'm finna get another job. He said, I'm finna walk across this street and interview like you. You know, for a man and
say that.
Yeah. I'm 20-something. He 50-something. And he said, I'm finna interview like you.
Yeah.
It been like it was times where they was like, man, won't you apply for the superintendent position? I'm like, no, I felt like I wasn't qualified. But just ultimately, with that job, they saw me grow. Mm-hmm. They saw my son grow. And we became a family. Yeah. Like, I talked to a few on today while I was on the road.
I can definitely say I still have some coworkers that are like family. Like my best friend now, I met her at a job that I got in Atlanta. Yeah. And we've been inseparable ever since. So I can say there's been plenty of times where I've gotten some great relationships out of the workplace.
I got the best one for you that I've just crossed my mind.
Tell us.
I met my mama's baby, one of my mama's baby brothers. My granddaddy had like 13 kids.
Okay.
Right? Okay. 11 or 13 kids.
Papa was a Rolling Stone.
Man, I met my uncle. He knew who I was, but he never said it.
Wow.
It wasn't when the baby brother passed, he said something like, yeah, I know all them. He still didn't say, hey, I'm your uncle. Then when his mom passed, and I kept telling my mama them, like we had got out Friday, I said, I'm finna go to my homeboy house, his mom passed. They was like, what's your homeboy name? I told him his name. My mom said, my brother. And I was like,
stop.
Quit playing. And then they said, what's his mama name? I said, she got a funny name and something like this. And it's like, they said her name. I was like, yeah, this is mama name. She said, that's my brother.
Shut up.
So I called him. I said, bro, why you ain't tell me you were my uncle? He said, I ain't know how to tell you, nephew.
Whole time he knew.
The whole time. We in the same department. We in the same. When I told you I got that promotion.
Oh, my God.
We in the same department for 7 years. And we found out, I think, because I used to always wonder why he would be so nice to me. His sister is very popular and famous in Hollywood, Las Vegas and stuff. So she brought Future down here. He said, hey, man, I got some tickets. You want to go to Future concert? I was like, yeah. And I'm like, this dude here,
trying to be
no. I'm sitting here thinking like this man might be flirting with me. You feel me? Why he being so nice to me? I know I'm not that cool. Little did I know he was looking out for his nephew. And and I could say that too. Now I still ain't gonna say his name. But neither one of us are there now. Both of us, like he an entrepreneur, man, making like he's blessed. And he got me falling right in his tracks, man. And that was one of the best things that ever happened in my job. Finding my uncle. You know what I'm saying? That's the favor like on the job.
Yes, like you don't hear that. That don't happen often. That's just like when people get adopted and they end up under their birth mother. I was just actually watching something on the news where this guy had been going to this bakery for so long in New York getting the same thing. Yeah. And he was like, this is my favorite dessert. I'll never go anywhere else. And come to find out, the owner of the bakery was his real biological mother, like birth mother. Yeah. And he said one day he was sitting at home and she called him and it said the bakery's name. And he said, why is my favorite bakery calling me? Yeah. And she said, yeah, I'm your real biological mother. She was like, he said that, yeah, I've been looking for you. I knew I was adopted, but I didn't know where my mom was. Whole time the lady had been running that bakery and he had been going in there every single day not knowing that was his mom. Wow. And now he owns the bakery and the mom then retired.
That's what's up.
I said, that's favor.
Right.
Not only that, you found, like you just said, you found your family, but then you have a guaranteed business for the rest of your life. Right. After you didn't know which road you were going to take.
Right.
That was favor. Favor on the job.
God puts you in places where you're supposed to be in that moment, like you said, that season.
In that season. Yeah. And I honestly believe that everything has a reason in the season. Yep. I believe that. Because every time a season comes and something happens in each season of my life that makes it better for me. Right. And if you're not getting better, it's something wrong. You need to look at that. Yeah. So let's end it with this. I know you got your dating and relationships group on Facebook. Tell them a little bit about it. And what's your funniest memory off of that page?
The dating, okay. I got the funniest one. So I got a a group on Facebook called Relationship Goals. It got about 20, it got like 2,000 something. I don't know. I ain't looked at the numbers.
The numbers is up there.
But it's 2,000 some members in it. I haven't been going live like I should, but I talk about relationships, period.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of stuff I've been sharing is like wife and husband or couples and stuff like that lately. But basically just relationships that you have with yourself, with God, with your family, with your significant other, with your job, with your business partners. Because the world is ran off relationships. You have to have a relationship. Like say you want to get a contract.
Mm-hmm.
If your relationship is good, if I'm a driver and I get a contract with somebody else and their relationship is good, they gonna keep me.
Right.
They might even say, hey, I want to throw in some more stipends and add some more to this. Can you do this? You know, whatever. So like that group is just based on relationships. But the funniest thing is back when I started the group years ago. I think I started in like November 2018 because Pastor Mike, PMJ said, whatever kicking your butt, turn it into a ministry.
Okay.
And I started that page. And I have people all the time say, don't stop talking about relationships. I don't care if you're single or not.
I love it.
Somebody wrote me last night and said, even when you get the wife, don't stop talking about relationships. I said, okay. You know, but the funniest thing that
my
happened,
dad always told me that.
Yeah.
Even when you get the husband, don't stop being a wife.
Right. So the funniest thing that happened, people would inbox me. I was like, hey, what y'all want me to go live about? They were like, why men cheat? I said, baby, you ain't making them tired enough. She was like, what you mean? I said, how often y'all doing it?
That's good.
I said, if you giving it to that man
on the regular,
look, BLD, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That man ain't got enough time or energy to go out
to go nowhere.
Yeah, he ain't got no time. You better drain him. Don't drain him mentally. Drain him in a good way, physically. They was like, oh, so what you saying? I said that you ain't doing your job, man.
All that nagging and all that, ladies, let it go. It's 2025, let it go.
I seen a podcast one time, he said, why did you make me get into this marriage if you was going to deprive me of sex? Come on now.
Because, I mean, how long do you think it's going to last that way?
Yeah, I had to give up my single life doing whatever I wanted to do to be with one person. And you gonna hold out on me? The Bible says your body is mine and mine is yours.
Your body is mine.
Come on. You submit unto, Ephesians just told me that you submit unto your husband. You respect him. Husbands, you love your wife like you would love yourself, like Christ loved the church. If you won't do no harm to yourself, don't do no harm to your wife. Come on, somebody. And wives, respect your husband. Respect is way better than love. Because people who love you will hurt you. But if somebody respects you, respect go a long way. Come on. Don't get me to preaching in there.
That's in the word. That's in the word. It's in the book. Don't look. It's in the book. I want to end with that, y'all. I thank y'all so much for watching episode 2, joining in with us. I am your girl, Tanisha K. Thank y'all so much for vibing with us tonight. Co-host?
I am Brandon Mills, and you can follow me on every social media platform at I am Brandon Mills or Brandon D. Mills. Thank y'all.
Yes, sir. And we are out. See y'all episode 3, where we'll be talking about dating in the 205.
Come on, somebody.
Let's go.
Let's get it.
Damn.
Amen. You got me saying amen.
Amen. That was good. That was good. Because I didn't know where I was going to go with it. That was good. Now, I'm still alive. This file. So I had these rooms. Like, you get 4 hours a day. But I don't be in here 4 hours a day. So I'm paying a fee monthly. So if you need to use this stuff, come in here and use this stuff.
Gotcha.
because I'm paying a monthly fee and I don't use it, but for when we record.
Yeah, they told me. I just never came back there.
A lot of people don't realize that this place is here.
Yeah. I was on the Homeboy Xavier podcast. So he bring in, a lot of people who doing social media, Facebook, being on Facebook.
I do. But a lot of them already got real jobs. Like the people I know, they just do media stuff on the side.
Yeah.
Like everybody got a real job. Real jobs.
Yeah.
Share this to my stuff with y'all.
We gonna turn this one off.
Go ahead. YouTube, appreciate y'all for rocking with us. I forgot y'all was over there.
Yeah, appreciate you. YouTube.
Appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good weekend. Happy Friday.
Peace out.